Just days after an Idaho jury convicted Lori Vallow of murdering her 2 children and conspiring to kill her husband's first wife, Fox 10 has learned that she's facing even more charges here in Arizona.
A Maricopa County grand jury has indicted her for conspiring to kill her niece's former husband. Justin Lum joins us now with more on this tonight. Justin.
And Mark, Christina, the hits just keep on coming for Lori Vallow. This indictment was handed down in February of last year while the late Alistair Adele was the county attorney, but there was no official sign of this record until we uncovered it. Now, Gilbert police believe Lori and her brother Alex Cox conspired together to kill Brandon Boudreaux back in October of 2019. Brandon was once married to Lori's niece, Melanie Pulowski. The attempt on his life happened as he was pulling into his driveway at his Gilbert rental. He told police that someone in a gray Jeep Wrangler pointed a gun out of the window and opened fire. He was not hit, but at the time, Brandon believed his ex-wife could have been involved because she was one of the few people who knew where he lived. He had only been there for a few weeks. Investigators also have video footage from a storage facility in Idaho showing Alex and Lori unloading a back seat and a spare tire from, you guessed it, a gray Jeep Wrangler. Detectives have digital evidence that puts Alex Cox in the Gilbert area near the time of the shooting. And you may remember, Alex died of natural causes in December of 2019, meaning Lori is the only one being charged in this shooting. And this isn't the only crime she's being linked to here in Arizona. She's also been indicted on a charge of conspiring to kill her 4th husband, Charles Vallow. He was shot and killed by Alex Cox in July of 2019. Detectives initially deemed it self-defense. As for Lori, she's awaiting sentencing for the murder of her kids, Tylee Ryan and JJ Vallow, and the conspiracy charge for Tammy Daybell's death. After that, she will be extradited back here to Maricopa County to face these charges. In the studio, Justin Lum, Fox 10 News.
Thanks for joining us on Fox 10 News at noon, and we begin with a news alert in Glendale, where a couple has been arrested for the murder of a 2-year-old boy.
Police say a young man is responsible for killing his girlfriend's son. Officers took 20-year-old Johnny Brazel II and 20-year-old Layla Lopez into custody. Investigators say he called 911 yesterday morning to report the child was not breathing at the couple's home near 95th Avenue in Olive. Paramedics took the boy to the hospital. He later died. Police say Brazel and Lopez claimed a dog attacked that toddler, but say Brazel then admitted to killing the child, who was badly beaten. Detectives say the couple lied to police, paramedics, and the hospital, so officers booked them on counts of first-degree murder and child abuse.
A violent weekend in Phoenix, and it was especially deadly for teens.
4 shootings, all resulting in the death of a teenager. A 17-year-old killed Friday night near 16th Street in Union Hill. Another 17-year-old found, shot, and killed near 35th Avenue in McDowell. And a third shooting near 83rd Avenue in Indian School claimed the life of a 19-year-old.
A 4th case involving a teenager shot and killed at a house party Sunday morning near 91st Avenue in Lower Buckeye.
And Fox 10's Stephanie Bennett is live tonight from Cesar Chavez Park, where a vigil just took place for the victim. Stephanie.
Ellen and John, good evening. Just absolutely heartbreaking to hear of all of these tragic shootings that should have never happened. This vigil, as you said, just wrapped up moments ago. Very heartbreaking to see a bunch of family, friends, and some people that only knew her by passing. Now she came out. About 100 to 200 people were out here this evening to honor the life of 17-year-old Desiree Rivas. Now she went to Cesar Chavez High School and was an avid cheerleader. Her coach and team were also in attendance tonight. There were candles, pictures, flowers. Everyone brought balloons, which they let go in her honor. The school will have extra counselors and social workers on hand this week to help out. And the shooting all happened just after midnight on Sunday. Officers were called to 91st Avenue and Toronto Way, where Rivas was found shot and killed while leaving a house party. We caught up with her father tonight. Here's what he had to say.
She touched so many people. I mean, you never know how the relationships are at school. They come home and they don't talk about it because they're doing homework and stuff like that. So it's brought my spirits up a little bit. I got to make it through this week to make sure that everything goes well for her because I want to send her off properly.
Phoenix police tell us that the suspect or suspects have not yet been found, and they have not released any sort of description of who they are looking for. They're asking anyone with information to contact them directly or silent witness at 480-WITNESS. Reporting live tonight, Stephanie Bennett, Fox 10 News.
Now to a developing story out of North Phoenix. A man is dead and 2 others hurt after a stabbing inside a Phoenix home.
And Fox 10's Stephanie Bennett joining us live now with the latest on this tonight. Stephanie.
Mark and Christina, good evening. Yeah, Phoenix police say this all happened around 4 p.m. this afternoon near Cave Creek and Greenway Roads. Now, no victims' names or even the suspect has been released just yet.
Crazy. It's nuts.
Neighbors near 24th Street and Walton Lane are left shaken tonight after hearing a horrific stabbing took place just down the street.
Anxious and scared because I'm a single mom and I want to protect my son and myself as well.
The investigation is still ongoing, so details are very limited. But police did say that when officers arrived, they found 3 people who were hurt in the stabbing. They say a woman was transported to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, and another man was treated on scene by the Phoenix Fire Department. But the third victim, an adult man, did not survive his injuries and was pronounced dead on scene. Isabel says crime in this part of town is not rare, but this hits too close to home.
I've heard about it and I hear gunshots and fireworks pretty often, but I haven't seen anything face to face.
Police say there were kids inside the home when the stabbing happened. They were not hurt. For now, police have not released any information on the person responsible.
I want to make sure that I'm on guard, even more so than before, and make sure that my family's taken care of.
Detectives are still investigating what led up to this shooting. They're asking anyone with information to contact them directly or through silent witness at 480-WITNESS. Reporting live tonight, Stephanie Bennett, Fox 10 News.
A wrong-way crash in North Phoenix over the weekend leaves a teenage boy dead.
Yeah, and police say a man drove his truck into oncoming traffic, hitting an SUV with a family of 7 inside. And police arresting Bartolome Godinez Perez, and they say the 36-year-old drove through a stop sign near 30th Street and Greenway. Now, court documents say that he then tried to make a right-hand turn into oncoming traffic, his truck then hitting a family's SUV, killing a 14-year-old boy inside. According to police, Godinez appeared to be drunk and had bloodshot eyes, slurred speech, and the smell of alcohol. Now, police say he failed a field sobriety test and blew a .256. That is more than 3 times the legal limit for blood alcohol content. He was booked into jail on manslaughter charges, endangerment, and also aggravated assault charges.